Those of you who have been following our story behind the scenes with young Buck may have also seen some fake news articles as well. We're here today to tell you the inside edition of the real truth of the fact of the matter behind young Buck's arrest. If you've been following the journey of young Buck, you would know that he was arrested for a firearm. However, did you know the real story is he was the victim in this case? His ex-girlfriend admitted in the initial police report that she discharged a firearm in an open community at young Buck. She also admitted that she retrieved the firearm from her safe and discharged that firearm. That firearm was also in her name. She admitted all of these things, again, on the initial police report upon initial interview and interrogation. However, the young lady's charges were dismissed, and subsequently, young Buck was charged with her gun. It's our understanding that he did not have any fingerprints on this gun, and this person who discharged the firearm admitted he did not have any access to this gun. Usually, in my 20 years of experience, it's my understanding that when people's charges get dropped and someone else gets charged, usually there's some behind the scenes exchange of testimony for their charges to get dismissed. Now, fast forward, young Buck knows he's innocent and he's the victim in this case, so he is taking this case to trial. He has been on bond for 5 years, and in Sumner County, he has been on bond conditions and having to report to a bond supervision department with an ankle monitor on prior to even being convicted. While he was on this monitor, he has reported every single time up until the point where he was hospitalized and under a doctor's care. While he was released under the doctor's care, he was not able to report during that dispensation of time. There was a motion filed by the district attorney to revoke his bond, and a hearing was held on that case, whereby his attorney, Joseph Morrissey, had provided all of the documentation to the court showing that young Buck was under a medical care during that time and was unable to report. However, the judge who was hearing the case that day was a sit-in judge, a special judge who had no idea of any of this information about young Buck actually being the victim in this case. And unfortunately, she knew that she could not violate young Buck's bond conditions. So he is now being held in contempt of court for 30 days in the Sumner County Jail, whereby the judge said at which time she would agree to set a bond. Now, as we have been sharing young Buck's story and many others that have come forward, hundreds of victims of the corrupt Sumner County system have come forward with horrendous stories of police brutality, judicial corruption, police corruption. These voices have been silenced for all of these years in fear of retaliation. They have been afraid to speak out. However, they now see that their voices are becoming power in numbers as each victim comes forward with these horrendous stories. This has sparked an outrage of the community. They're joining forces and gathering on April 23rd at 9 a.m. for a peaceful protest in front of Sumner County Courthouse. We are being told that they are demanding for police reform, they are demanding for criminal justice reform, and they are demanding judicial accountability. I personally will be there standing in support and honor of these hundreds of victims who have come forward with these horrendous stories of police corruption and injustices. I will have my own security team out there. I will have my own camera crews out there, not to per se video them, but to make sure that law enforcement does not try to incite violence with these people who are there to peacefully protest.